Cheide.
For this 3-minute rules, we will be looking at the close combat phase, and in particular the sub-phase Fight a Round of Close Combat. In addition, we will be looking at the rules concerning taking saving throws. All of this can be found on page 51 of the large 8th edition rulebook. In the same fashion as in the shooting phase, once we have hit a target and have wounded the target, that target is then allowed to make a saving throw based on their armor or their ward save. Let's run through an example of how this might look. From a previous example, we had 10 of these archers who were attacking the dwarves. We had 10 attacks. Now let's say, just for this example, that we were able to successfully hit on 5, and of those 5 we were able then to wound on 3. What this means then is that the dwarves are allowed 3 armor saves. Now let's say for this example we have given them heavy armor, which gives them a save on a 5+. We can then go ahead and roll these 3 dice, and if they get a 5+, they have saved those wounds by their armor. And so there we have 1 successful save and 2 that were not saved in the armor, so 2 of these dwarf warriors are going to be then removed. And let's continue our example by moving over to the dwarves. Now the dwarves are attacking back with 10 attacks. Let's say that they were able successfully to hit on 8 because of their higher weapon skill, and they were then able to wound on 6 of those. So we now have 6 attacks, wounds that have gone through against the archers. What this means then is that the archers will be given a chance to make 6 saves. Let's say we have given them light armor, which gives them a 6+ save. We can go ahead and roll all of these, and on a 6+, they will save those wounds, and that was not too bad. They saved 2 of them, but still suffered 4 casualties. Now, in order to keep this example simple, we have just used normal weapons from both sides, and therefore we have just used the strength 3 and the toughness 3 of the Empire. Now, were we in fact to have attacked here with great weapons, that would have given the dwarves not a strength of 3, but rather a strength of 5. With the strength of 5 then, the dwarves' wounds would have been far more devastating. As you can imagine, greater strength means more devastating wounds. In order to account for this, we have armor save modifiers. If you look at this chart, you will see that any attacks that wound with strength 4 or higher have to make an armor save modifier. So for a strength 4, the save modifier is -1, strength 5 -2, strength 6 -3, and so on. With a strength 5 attack with great weapons from the dwarves then, that would be a -2 armor save modifier, which would basically negate any armor save that the Empire archers would be able to make. What this means is that rather than being able to roll for their light armor, the archers would instead simply take all of the wounds that were inflicted on them. In the case of our example from before, that means we would lose 6 archers, which would be quite a devastating attack. So you can see the massive difference it makes when you have higher strengths with respect to armor saves. A second common type of save is the ward save. A ward save is any save that comes from the protection from a magical source. So for example, we may have this Empire mage who cast a spell over this unit that gave this entire unit a 5+ ward save. Now this is in addition to any armor saves that that unit may receive. So back to our previous example, even though these guys are attacking with great weapons, which negates their armor save, we would still be able to roll 6 dice in order to try and save those 6 wounds because of our ward save. So with a 5+ ward save, we can roll this out, and we were going to save now 2 more. What that means then is we only lose 4 guys as compared to 6. And just to reiterate, any ward saves are in addition to armor saves. So if you're able to make an armor save, you take that first, and any failed saves there, you are then able to roll against your ward save. So essentially you have the possibility of 2 saves. Armor saves and ward saves are the most common. There are other kinds of saves as well, such as regeneration or scaly skin, and we will talk more about those special kinds of saves in later episodes. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this 3-minute rules on the close combat phase and taking saving throws. Thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming, where Grey can always play.